Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Attend the represent chapter.
Sairam.
Sairam.
So what we will do is we have been looking at Purusha Suktam. Last week we had looked at a couple of mantras, and where we left off was with a question that the Lord, who has become this world, how is he, in terms of his limbs, what is his face, what are his shoulders, arms, and so on. So that mantra was a question. And so today we are going to be looking at the answer. So we'll continue, we'll move on. Saira. Brahmanasya mukhamasit bahu rajanya kritaha uru tadasya yad vaishyah padbhyam shudro ajayata. Brahmanosya mukhamasit bahu rajanya kritaha uru tadasya yad vaishyah padbhyam shudro ajayata. Brahmanosya mukhamasit bahu rajanya kritaha uru tadasya yad vaishyah padbhyam shudro ajayata. In terms of pronunciation, Brahmanosya mukha. This ka is the second letter in the ka varga, so it has to be aspirated. Okay, mukha masit bahura janyakrita. There are no other aspirated consonants. Uru tadasya yad vaishyah, it's the same. Padbhyam, this letter is ub, and ya. Three consonants make this compound consonant. Pad, ya, padbhyam. In that three-letter compound consonant, the middle one, the ub, is an aspirated one. So, because it's the fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be pronounced with a little bit of extra air. Padbhyam. Shudro ajayata. The rest of the consonants are unaspirated consonants, so it should be simpler. So let's look at the word-to-word split wherever there is sandhi. Brahmanosya is actually brahmanaha and asya. Brahmanaha and asya. The naha, the visarga becomes o, and the becomes silent. So it becomes brahmanosya. Okay. So that sandhi, when it's split, it's brahmanaha asya. Mukham and asit, that plus a becomes ma. So that's how you get mukham asit. In the next part of the mantra, there are no sandhi changes. Bahu rajanya kritaha. The second line, if you look at the first portion of the second line, uru tat plus asya, it plus a becomes the. because in the Sandhi, it becomes id first, and it joins a, and that's how it becomes the. Tadasya. The next two words, yat, vaishyaha, the it again becomes id, because of the id is the third letter in the tha varga. So yad vaishya. So that is the Sandhi in this yad vaishya. Yat plus vaishya. The next part of the last section of the mantra, padbhyam shudraha ajayata. Shudraha, that visarga raha becomes ro, shudro, because of Sandhi. Shudro ajayata. So those are the changes due to Sandhi. We will now look at the word-to-word meaning. So Brahmanaha means Brahmin. You know what we in English we are calling Brahmin, a Brahmana person who is a Brahmana, who belongs to the Brahmana Varna. There are 4 Varnas. I guess in English, due to lack of a term, they use the word caste. But Brahmana is Varna. Means Varna is, you can say it's a color. Okay. Brahmana. Asya. Asya means his. Asya is his. Mukham, face. Mukham, asit. Was. So what it means, the Brahmana was the face, his face. So Brahmana is equated with the face of Purusha. Bahu. Bahu is the dual bahu, means one bahu is one arm. 2 arms are bahu. Okay, so in Sanskrit there is, in terms of numbers, there is 1, 2 and many. So this is 2. Okay, bahu means 2 arms. Rajanyaha. Rajanyaha means those who rule, those who protect. So it's Kshatriya Varna. So people who rule, provide security, who engage in battles to protect dharma, they are Rajanyaha. Okay? 2 arms, Rajanyaha, Kritaha. Sorry, was made, I think. Sorry. So the Kshatriya was made the 2 arms, or the 2 arms made the Kshatriya. So the Kshatriyas are like the 2 arms of the Purusha. Okay. The next word is Uru. Uru means 2 thighs. Just like Bahu is 2 arms, Uru is 2 thighs. Uru is 1 thigh, Uru is 2 thighs. So the 2 thighs, Tat. Tat means that. Okay. Asya means his. Yat, which. Vaishyaha means merchant class. People who engage in trade. Okay. So the Vaishyaha are, those Vaishyas are his 2 thighs. So Brahmanas are the face, the Kshatriyas are the arms, and the Vaishyas are the thighs. Padbhya means from the feet. From the feet, Shudraha ajayata. From the feet, 2 feet actually, from the 2 feet, I should put. From the 2 feet, Shudra, the Shudra class, I would say, let me put workers for lack of better. The worker class, okay, worker was manifested. Okay, so basically the face of the Purusha is Brahmana, the arms of the Purusha are Kshatriya, the thighs of the Purusha are Vaishya, the merchant class, and the worker class, the Shudra, are from the feet. They manifested from the feet. So this is the mantra. So the four classes of people form various parts of the body of the Purusha. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Madam, brother, what is really thigh here referred to? Because we can see face, the feet, everything, but I couldn't understand. I just wanted to.
The thigh, on your leg, the thigh part of thighs.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is this really referring to? Like what kind of strength? Or see, face is the Purusha's face, like Brahmin. Then we can see Vaishyava is from the feet, and workers, we can understand that it's help us. So what is thigh is referred to? That's what I was saying.
Sister, thigh is of no use for you? See, we have different body parts. We should know what they use for.
Yeah. See, Sathya's arm, we know because they fight and they use their arm kind of. The workers, the feet is referred. So that is something giving the strength for them. That workers they're using their feet a lot. But here the thigh, what is this referred, and what is the significance of referring to thigh?
Okay, sister.
Thigh.
See, there's a mantra called Urume Ojo Asti. Oja Asti. Okay, it's a mantra. When we ask, in different parts, Chakshurme, we ask for in our ears, give us hearing, in eyes, give us sight. Thighs are always said, please grant us ojas in our thighs. This is a standard mantra, prayer to the Lord. Urume ojo asti. So in body, there's something called ojas. The body has something called ojas. Ojas is the energy, life energy, which actually strengthens the body. Ojas is when ojas is depleted, when all our senses get their strength from ojas. Okay. Even procreation is possible only when the ojas is very high. People can give birth to children only when the ojas is high. That ojas is stored in the thighs. So thighs give us the ability. See, the feet can make us walk. The hands can do a lot of work. But any heavy work can only be done with the help of the thighs. The muscles in the thighs and the bones in the thighs are the ones which make us stand straight. They can allow us to undertake any heavy activity. That is what can make us even procreate. So you can say of the entire life force, the ability to create anything is present in the ojas, in the thighs. So that's the real use of thighs. Okay, so one who keeps the thigh in the best shape can do any work. They can walk far. The stamina will be higher. So that is the job of thighs. It stores ojas. Even in Arati, we sing Ojasvi. Om Kararupa Ojasvi. Ojasvi means we tell Swami that you are the ojas in us. So ojas is the strength, energy in our body which makes the body function. And Kundalini is at the top of the thighs. Okay, so that stores all the energy. So all that is covered by Vaishya, because the merchants who are people who help store the wealth, make it possible to manufacture things, create things, move them around. So they keep the entire nation nourished. Okay, so they hold all the wealth, all the capital. Okay.
Okay.
So I hope.
Thank you. So the Varnas are referring to different parts of the
Yes, yes.
body. Thank you, Sai.
Because this topic of Varna is always a very controversial topic. Anyone who is against caste system, they will say in the Vedas, they are already talking about Brahmana is the face, Shudra is the feet, so they are so low. These are political discourses which happen, and they say there's discrimination, something is lower, and so on. So Purusha Suktam is one of the most abused piece of work of mantra by many people who are against Sanatana Dharma. So I thought I will spend a little more time today reading what Swami has talked about, so that we also, leave alone others, we also should understand what it means. So I have taken a chapter from Sathya Sai Vahini. I hope you will bear with me when we go through the full text of it. We may not be able to exhaustively study it, but at least we will read and take away something positive. So what does this mean? When God's form is all these 4 Varnas, what does it mean? Okay, so first let's read the Swami's discourse. The sociological basis of Indian, Bharatiya, that's the word Swami has used. The sociological basis of Bharatiya culture has to be clearly understood. Mankind falls into 4 groups when innate nature and inclinations are considered. They are named Brahmin, warrior, the Kshatriya, trader, the Vaishya, and laborer, Shudra. This demarcation is not a selfish, crooked conspiracy designed to make the superior trample upon the inferior. Nor is it the consequence of an envious plot to obstruct human progress. It is best to judge it as a plan to promote the expression of human achievement by fostering the trends and traits of each person. It is a royal road for the attainment of human progress. It works only for the promotion and regulation of human activity in such a manner that harmony and social well-being are ensured. As readers already know, the teacher of the Gita, Lord Krishna, declared, I created the 4 castes, Varnas, 4 Varnas, the Brahmin, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, and the Shudra, on the basis of natural disposition and vocation of each. Know me to be the author of these, as also the non-author, the unchangeable. Okay. So Swami has quoted this verse from the Bhagavad Gita here. Chatur varnyam maya shrishtam guna karma vibhagasaha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. Okay. Basically, that's what Swami has already mentioned. I am the one who has created this. At the same time, know that I am the unchangeable one who has not made it also. Akartara. Okay, so you can say, did he make it or did he not make? He said, I am the one who has made it, but I am Akartaram. So, we'll go into karma yoga here, but I will just leave that. Then we'll continue to read what Swami has said. The system of caste or varna is thus founded on the attributes and activities. The world was in the very beginning. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Predominantly, the world was in the very beginning predominantly pure, sattvic in nature. And as a consequence, all were only Brahmins. Later, through the adoption of various vocations and the development of various inclinations and preferences, types of people got demarcated as castes, varna. The one and only Brahmin class of sages, rishis, had later to be sectionalized in the interest of social justice and harmony. When qualities of character varied, when the qualities and characteristics varied. In the Shanti Parva Mahabharata, sage Bhrigu elaborately answered a question raised about this development by sage Bharadwaja. It runs as follows. Brahmins who are fond of worldly pleasures, affected by egotism, and subject to anger, lust, and other passions, have passionate qualities, rajoguna, mixed with their innate pure sattvic nature. So they were classified as warriors or kshatriyas. In fact, all Brahmins cannot be predominantly pure sattvic in nature. Nor can all of them be devoted to pure ritual activity. Those who do not adhere to the pure, the sattvic ideal of truth, and who evince the quality of dullness, tamoguna, mixed with passionate rajasic traits, those who are mostly both dull, tamasic, and passionate rajasic, they were classed as merchants or vaishyas. So Brahmanas were sattvic in nature, fully sattvic in nature. When sattva along with rajas, there's predominance of rajas, then they become kshatriyas. Then rajas and tamas also goes along with that, then they become vaishyas. The rest, who spend their lives in occupations involving violence, who don't practice cleanliness, who are bogged down in a passive tamasic means of livelihood, were classed as Shudras. Thus, the Brahmins denoted various castes and ensured the safety and security of human society. This is the assertion of the revealed scriptures, Shrutis. So this is what Bhrigu is telling Bharadwaja. Those endowed with pure sattvic characteristics are Brahmins. Those with passionate rajasic qualities and as a result equipped with courage and heroism are warriors, kshatriyas, who can protect mankind from harm. Those who have neither valor nor heroism, but who are proficient in persuasive talent and tactics of commerce, and eager to use these skills in proper methods are traders, vaishyas. In this class, the passionate and passive qualities, rajoguna and tamoguna, are blended. The others who have no inclination for undergoing asceticism or acquiring scholarship, who do not practice spiritual discipline, sadhana, who have no physical stamina and mental courage necessary for battle, who do not possess the special skills needed for trade and commerce, are passive, tamasic in nature, and so engage themselves in tamasic professions. These are laborers or Shudras. They fulfill themselves by their labor, through which they contribute to world prosperity and peace. The four castes are only limbs of one body. They are not separate entities. There is no basis to consider one superior and another inferior. Each performs its functions so that the body can be healthy and happy, so that each can win the highest state of consciousness from its own role. So the ancient Vedic Varna organization, based on such broad ideals, was taken to be the divine plan. The plan witnessed the truth that the four Varnas, I'm using the Varnas instead of castes, okay, the four Varnas were the four limbs of the one divine cosmic person, Purusha. This truth becomes clear when we consider the divine statement in the Purusha Sukta found in the Rig Veda. Brahmanosya mukhamasit, bahu rajanya kritaha, uru tadasya yad vaishyaha, padbhyam shudro ajayata. The Brahmins, those with pure sattvic nature and established in higher knowledge or wisdom, are the face of the cosmic person. The warriors, those who are predominantly courageous, physically strong, having in their nature pure and passionate rajasic qualities, are the arms of the cosmic person. The merchant, those who have a passionate or rajasic nature mixed with tamas, inertia, and are efficient in the arts of commerce and are the thighs of the cosmic person. The laborers, those who are active and engaged in physical labor and are endowed with dullness, tamas, are the feet of the cosmic person. The Lord is thus described in the Rig Veda as wondrous and splendorous embodiment of such components. But this holy and profoundly significant Varna organization fell into the hands of unintelligent, selfish people with restricted outlook and narrow ideals. They expounded it in writings as their fancy dictated. Thereby, they brought about great harm to the world. As a result, the system is interpreted today as a plan designed by the majority to suppress the minority. It is the good fortune of this land, Bharat, India, that in this vision of the Lord, as the physical integration of the Varna limbs, is promoting peace, harmony, prosperity, and well-being for all mankind. Not aware of this truth, people declare that this system is only a man-made contrivance and that in fact all people are equal. They base their conclusion on external characteristics and breed agitations on the basis that all mankind is one species. Varna is the cosmic person himself, manifesting as human society. It is the visible form of the Lord, charming in every limb. It is a great pity that this truth is not widely recognized. Of course, it is true that all people of one of course, it is true that all people are of one species. But distinct groups do emerge as a result of differences in character and the profession they adopt. This is inevitable development. No one can deny this. All are not pure, sattvic in this world of humanity. Only a very few are of this nature. Judging from mere appearance, one can't declare that all people are one. We have to distinguish and discriminate and group those with pure, passionate and dull, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic natures, or combinations of one or more of those natures separately. No one can say this is wrong. In a general way, predominantly dull, tamasic natures are grouped as Shudras, laborers. But among them, don't we have many who are pure sattvic quality? Among those who are grouped as Brahmins, the pure sattvic type, don't we have many who are predominantly tamasic? Therefore, the Vedic religion of India, Bharat, has clearly laid down that appearance alone or birth to a family alone cannot decide caste or varna. It has to be determined on the basis of character and occupation. The four castes or varnas are the limbs of the divine body of the one and only Lord. Each is important and indispensable for its own role. The goal of each is to serve the Lord by serving humanity. Rendering service in accordance with its dharma, the accredited mores of conduct and modes of behavior. Some people assert that Brahmins and not laborer Shudras have the right and responsibility to practice spiritual disciplines or austerities, tapas. What we have to remember here is that the restriction is for the laborer nature, not for the individuals born as laborers. The permission is for the Brahmin nature, not for all individuals born as Brahmins. Cows are useless as animals for riding. Horses are useless as yielders of milk. These statements are based not on hatred of the species or the malice against any of them, but on the nature and characteristics of animals concerned. Both are quadrupeds. However, their distinct natures decide that one is useful for milk, it yields, and the other for riding purposes. The caste, the varnas, are based on not on race or birth, but on innate nature and tendencies and the profession adapted and pursued. Okay, so I think I put the wrong reference. Just give me a sorry. I just so it's chapter 24 from Sri Sathya Sai Vahini. Okay, it's one of the books Swami has written. So it's from chapter 24. I have another excerpt also. One without Viswasa, faith, can be compared to one without Swasa, breath. It means that one without faith is equal to a living corpse. The ancient sages and seers stressed on the need to have faith. But today people have become blind, having lost the eyes of faith. What are the two eyes of man? One is Shastra, scriptures. The other is Dharma, righteousness. But today, even Brahmins who are supposed to study the scriptures are neglecting them. O Brahmins, lead your lives in accordance with the teachings of the Vedas and scriptures. O Kshatriyas, be prepared to lay down your lives to safeguard the interests of your own country. O Arya Vaishyas, sanctify your wealth and other possessions by using them for charitable purposes. O Shudras, take care of agriculture and lead your lives in a happy manner. So this is a discourse Swami gave on 13th April 2002. So as you can see, Swami has nicely explained what this concept of Purusha is and what are the different varnas is. Underlying all the varnas, there's humanity, that everyone is a human being, but the nature which people evince and the professions which they take up and the gunas with the sattva, rajas or tamas which they bring out will ultimately determine whether someone is a Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra, or Kshatriya. And so, as Swami has said, that this has been designed so that the world can function properly. So I will stop here and then move on to the next mantra. Chandrama manaso jataha chaksho suryo ajayata mukhadindras chagnischa pranat vayur ajayata. Chandrama manaso jataha chaksho suryo ajayata mukhadindras chagnischa pranat vayur ajayata. Chandrama manaso jataha chaksho suryo ajayata mukhadindras chagnischa pranat vayur ajayata. In terms of pronunciation, in the first line, I think chaksho, that sh is cerebral sh, so just pay attention to that. Chaksho. In the second line, mukha, the ka is the second letter in the ka varga, so it has to be aspirated. Otherwise, there are no aspirated sounds, consonants. So it should be reasonably simpler to chant. Okay. We look at the word split. It is Chandramaha. There's a visarga which gets dropped because of sandhi. Manasaha has become manaso because the visarga, because of sandhi, has become o. Manaso. Okay. Chakshoho suryaha ajayata. There is no changes. Sorry, suryaha has become yo. Visarga again has become o. Mukhat indraha, the it has become id, and so it becomes mukhadintra. Okay. The visarga becomes ish because there is cha. So indras cha. The cha plus a becomes cha. Okay, cha. Agnihi, again the visarga becomes ish. So you get mukhadintras chagnischa. Okay, so there are 5 words actually forming this compound word with sandhi. Okay. In the next section, pranat vayuhu, the it becomes id, the third letter in the tha varga. So it's pranad vayu. The visarga becomes ir. So vayu rajayata. Okay, pranad vayu rajayata. Ir and a becomes ra. So vayu rajayata. Okay, those are the sandhi rules being applied. We can look at the word-to-word meaning. Chandramaha is nothing but moon. Manasaha, from the mind. Okay, manaha is mind. Manasaha means from the mind. The original root word is manas. Okay, manasaha, from the mind. Jataha was born. So the moon was born from the mind. Chakshoho means from the eyes. From the eyes. Chakshu means eye. Chakshoho means from the eyes. Okay. Suryaha, sun. Ajayata was born. So from the mind of the Purusha, Chandra came. From the eyes of the Purusha, the sun was born. Not only the sun. Then mukhat, from the face. Okay, mukha can be face, mukha also can be mouth. Both are used, described as mukha. Mukhat, from the face. Indraha, that's God Indra, the Lord Indra. Cha, and Agnihi, the fire. Cha, both. Okay, both are born from the face. Indra and Agni. Pranat, from prana. The Purusha, from Purusha, prana came from the prana. Vayuhu ajayata. Vayu is air. Air was born. So you can also say the Lord of air, or Lord of the wind is also Vayu Bhagavan. Was born. So from the mind was born the moon. From the eyes were born the sun. From the face, both Indra and Agni. And prana, from the prana, Vayu has come. This is of the Purusha. So many people say, this is the creation, the theory of creation. But I think it's much different than a creation, because they symbolize, the moon principle symbolizes the mind of the Purusha, and so on. Swami's, we'll read Swami's discourses, give better explanation, then we'll come back. Maybe only one point I think I did not bring in a discourse. Mukhat, the face, is considered Indra and Agni. Actually, if you look at the Agni, fire principle is what is called the Jnanendriyas, the senses of perception. And they are called Indriyas. And the Lord of Indriyas is Indra. So this join of Agni and Indra is all our sensory perceptions. So even if you look at our own face is capable of all 5 sensory perceptions. It can see, it can hear, it can smell, it can taste, touch also it can feel. So the face has all 5 indriyas. Sensory perception, jnanendriyas are all present in the face. So that also I just thought I will just point out. We'll read Swami's discourses, excerpts, please. As the ancient sages knew the inner secret of these 3 divine manifestations, which govern the 3 states of consciousness, they renounced all the worldly attachments and strove for realizing permanent ananda, spiritual bliss. People today, being ignorant of these truths, are treating this knowledge with derision. For instance, in one Veda, it is declared, Chandrama manaso jataha, Suryo chakshorajayata. The moon emerged from the mind of the cosmic being, the sun came from his eyes. The moon referred to in the mantra is not the planet moon, a fragment of the earth, on which man has landed, or had landed, as considered by scientists. They jestingly comment that no God was found on the moon by the cosmonauts. The Vedic reference to Chandra is not the planet moon visible from the earth. It refers to the mind principle acting in every human heart. The significance of the Vedic reference to the sun and the cosmic Purusha Sai is that the human eye has the effulgence of the sun, on account of which it is able to see the divine in everything. No one can determine the power of the eye. The eye, which is barely half an inch in size, is able to see stars that are billions of miles away. Wherefrom did the eye get this power? What is the relationship between the sun and the eye? It is like the coming together of the negative and the positive, which enables the eye to see this phenomenal universe. If one is present and the other is absent, nothing can be seen. For instance, if you go into a dark room, your eyes cannot see anything because there is no light. But when there is light, if you close your eyes, you cannot see anything. There has to be a coming together of the light and eyesight. Only then you can see the forms of objects. The effulgence of the sun and the power of eyesight together make the world perceivable. Thus, the entire Srishti, creation, is perceived through drishti, sight. Without the perception, there is no creation. Perception is thus fundamental. There is no blemish in creation. The fault lies with the drishti, sight. Hence, one's vision should be totally pure. This is the lesson of the Upanishads. Your eyes are your Shastras, scriptures. Therefore, develop the proper relationship between creation and perception. Thus, there are many things which cannot be learned through the physical sciences, which can be understood from the Upanishads. What science has discovered so far is very little. Scientists feel proud about their minuscule knowledge. Spirituality affirms that even in the microcosm, there is the macrocosm. So this is a discourse Swami gave in 1991. Another excerpt. Those who chant the pranava Om as a physical sound will get only physical benefits. The scriptures declare that those who recite the Om with concentrated mind reach the Chandraloka, the region presided over by the moon god. The Chandraloka does not mean the planet moon as conceived by the Americans and Russians. Students should not make the mistake. The Vedas declare that the moon emerged from the mind of the Virat Purusha, the cosmic person, and the sun from the eye of the cosmic person. Chandrama manaso jataha chaksho suryo chakshorajayata. The moon in the Vedic sense represents the mind principle. Likewise, the sun represents the illumination in the eye. When the vision encompasses the creation, the eye becomes a sacred instrument for the understanding of spiritual truths. The scriptures are not some isolated writings. Whatever the eye perceives carries an authenticity of its own. This is called pratyaksha pramanam, proof by direct perception. The sun is the basis for this type of proof. For anumana pramanam, proof by inference, the mind is the authority. For shabda, proof on the basis of spoken word, the authority of vak is so. For shabda, proof on the basis of the spoken word, the authority is vak, the deity presiding over speech. When man acts on the authority of these three kinds of proof, he can realize the divine. Another excerpt.
Sairam, I don't know.
Yes, Auntie.
Can you please explain a little bit from the last paragraph that you read? Whatever the eye perceives carries that starts from that, the few sentences. Yeah.
Whatever the eye perceives carries an authenticity of its own. So, Swami, in this section, Swami is talking about what are called pramanas. In the Vedic literature, Sanatana scriptures, to get a proof there are three methods. One is pratyaksha, whatever we see with our physical eye. Not only our physical eye, even our perception in our how we view the world. That is one proof. The second proof is anumana or inference. Anumana pramana, for which the mind is used. So eyes are used for perception. The mind is used also for perception, which is inference. So we see something and we infer that it could be relating to something else. And sometimes they are used together. For example, if we see smoke somewhere, we may not see the fire, but the mind will say, oh, there's smoke, so there has to be fire. Then we can go and see whether the fire is there. So the mind helps in inferring the existence of something. So that is also another proof by which we evaluate everything in this world. Then there is something called Shabda Pramana, which is the Vedas, the scriptures, what God has told, which is Vak, speech. So these are the three Pramanas. One is Shastras, which is Vak, which is Shabda. The second one is proof is mind inferring something and eyes seeing something. So Swami is saying that these three kinds of them have to be used in evaluating anything. So when the mantra states Chandrama Manaso Jataha Chaksho Suryo Ajayata, so what it basically means is this ability of us to be able to perceive was gifted by sun, which was created by Purusha by offering himself as a sun. So the sun and the eyesight are provided so that we can connect. So same way the moon principle and the mind's ability to reflect or infer, that is also given by the Lord. And both are essential for us to evaluate this world and live in a meaningful way. So Swami has mentioned this. So I hope that...
Thank you.
I will read one more excerpt. Gratitude is the most fundamental virtue of man. People, while performing Surya Namaskaras, prostrations to the sun, extol the sun god in various ways. One of them is Kritagnagnaya Namaha. Kritagnagnaya Namaha. Salutation to the one who punishes the ungrateful. Kritajna means grateful, gratitude. Kritagna means one who does not have gratitude. Kritagna Gnaya means one who destroys, punishes. So sun is someone apparently who punishes. Whoever does not have gratitude. So effulgence of the sun god is present in our eyes in a subtle form. Chandrama Manaso Jataha Chaksho Suryo Ajayata. The moon was born out of the mind and the sun out of the eyes of the Supreme Being. It is said that the sun god withdraws his effulgence from the eyes of the ungrateful. One without a sense of gratitude can be called a blind person. Whoever one may be, one should always remain grateful to one's benefactor. One should show gratitude even without caring for one's own life. God is helping man in ever so many ways, but man does not show gratitude to him. All the time he is engaged in selfish pursuits. How can such a foolish person be called a human being? So I put this today because that's a reference to Chandrama Manaso Jataha. Swami is talking about sun. But today is the last day of the Pitru Paksha or Mahalaya. So it is, we are meant to show our gratitude, or we are supposed to remember with gratitude our ancestors. So I thought Amavasya today and Pitru Paksha. So Swami has mentioned about the need for gratitude. So I thought it appropriate to discuss this. So I thought I will pick this up. So today being the last day of the Pitru Paksha, I think it will be a reminder for all of us to show gratitude to all of our ancestors through some sattvic activity. Sai Ram Auntie.
I think today we are having some solar eclipse too.
Yes, yes. So I have another next excerpt is related to eclipse, Auntie.
No, thank you.
Okay, Sai Ram. The search for truth must become your daily spiritual discipline. Every moment must be used for this primary duty. Truth can reflect itself in your intelligence only when it is cleansed by tapas. Tapas means all acts undertaken with higher motives, all acts indicating yearning for the spirit, repenting for past blunders, staunch determination to adhere to virtue, self-control, unyielding adherence to equanimity in the face of success or failure. Tapam means heat, burning, intensity, earnestness of endeavor. It is tapas, penance or religious activity, austerity, that fosters renunciation and discipline. This discipline is essential when, as at present, the temptation to deviate are so many. In this iron age, when darkness is enveloping the mind of man, any little lamp that can light the steps is most welcome. That is why I advise you to resort to Sat Karma, Sadachara, and Sat Pravartana, good deeds, good conduct, and good attitudes and outlook, so that you may be established in the constant presence of the Lord. Swami has very nicely explained what is tapas. Tapas, I will just read again. Tapas means all acts undertaken with higher motives, all acts indicating yearning for the spirit, representing repenting for past blunders, staunch determination to adhere to virtue, self-control, unyielding adherence to equanimity in the face of success or failure. Swami's definition of what is tapas, which we have to undertake. We'll go to the next slide. You must also strive to hear Shravana, elevating words, to ruminate on these promptings of the spirit manana, and then when validity is recognized, to meditate on it in profound reverence, nididhyasana. All other activity is secondary. This alone is edifying. This alone is beneficial. This day, there is a solar eclipse. And many people wondered whether the birthday festival will be celebrated or postponed. The shadow of the moon falling upon the sun is not the calamity that people should fear. The shadow of Maya falling upon the intelligence is the eclipse that has to be treated as a bad omen, as inauspicious. The mind is the moon, the intelligence is the sun. See that they do not suffer from eclipse. Then you are safe. Do not worry when something happens in the outer sky. Worry when the shadow of some dark desire, some foul passion, some monstrous emotion, some fell intention casts its evil gloom over your inner sky. See that the splendor of the Lord's, the cool rays of his grace are not dimmed in the recesses of your heart. So as you can see, the eclipse also relates to sun and the moon. And today being a solar eclipse, so I thought it's very pertinent for us to read this, because today only we read Chandrama Manaso Jata Hai Chakshu Suryo Ajayata. I have one more excerpt. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, can we go back to the eclipse one, please, again?
Okay.
So, moon falling on sun. What is that? Shouldn't be affected again. Little more clarity on that, please.
Generally, people are all worried one eclipse day. They will say, something bad is going to happen, because there is an eclipse. But actually what happens on a solar eclipse day is this moon comes between sun and earth. The mind has come between sun and earth. When the mind interferes.
What is the thing? Now sun and moon is coming in between sun and the earth, right? So what is the
So when your mind interferes from the light of the Lord falling on you,
yes,
that is eclipse. So God's
it's covering.
It's coming in the way. It's blocking that light from reaching you.
The moon is covering. The mind is covering. Our thoughts are not
interfering with our thought of God. We are unable to think of God, and the mind is interfering. Swami says that is a bigger eclipse we should be worried about.
So it's making dark, the mind getting dark.
Yes, the mind is cutting out the light from God, reaching us.
Okay.
Okay.
We are in the earth, so it's blocking to see the light. Okay, good. Thank you, Sai.
So earth is not getting sun's light on, it's a partial eclipse, I guess, today.
Yes.
But so our mind also partially eclipses thought of God. Because the mind talks about this or that, then it has different dirt blocking it. I will read the next paragraph. I think Brother Kumar wants to ask a question, but I will read the next excerpt and then I will take the question if it's okay, Brother. Brother Kumar, is it okay or you want to ask the question?
No, please complete that. It's a fantastic explanation by Baba, but I want to come back to Sister Aruna. Okay, I'll come back.
Thank you.
The day after tomorrow, there will be solar eclipse. And people are filled with apprehension about the effects of the eclipse on the world. There's no need for fears of any kind because such events occur from time to time. The earth came out of the sun. The moon came from the earth. The moon sometimes comes between the sun and the earth. At those times, the sun cannot be seen. This is eclipse of the sun. When the sun, the moon, and earth are in one line, it is wrong to think that any disaster will happen to earth. No dangers are in prospect. Such natural phenomena are part of the mysteries of creation. Scientists are keen to study the eclipse as an experiment. If they are preoccupied with experiments, when will they acquire experience? When people are immersed in family life, what will they get from it? They will continue to suffer till the end of their lives, says a Telugu poem. If all your life is spent on experiments, when will you begin to experience life? When will you start putting into practice the knowledge you acquire? There is joy only in practicing what you know, not in the acquisition of knowledge. The delight of the pudding is in the eating. Practice at least a fragment of what you have learned. Cultivate love for God. Love is God. Live in love. So Swami is telling solar eclipse is just a physical phenomena. Don't worry about that. But whatever you have learned, practice it. And that is the way you are going to receive the knowledge from the Lord. That is the real light. That light should be received and put to practice. And this external phenomena, too much experiment is of no use. Experientially realize what is eclipse. So I will stop here. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.